Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. What I want to talk about is something that was on my mind, and that is G Money, Lil Ronnie, and his baby girl experienced the worst death of 2025. When you think about this situation and you are a parent, a lot goes through your mind. You know, from the outside looking in, we hear these news stories, we watch videos. But sometimes it takes a couple of hours or even days for it to sink in. And then you realize how sad the situation actually is. Now, from the outside, we could probably judge. We could say, oh, you know, Ronnie was with the wrong crowd. He was doing this, he was doing that. Maybe somebody set him up. But he was still a father. He was still a father. Not only was he still a father, but as you can see from the looks of the images, there was a particular day where he decided to bring his daughter's friend to have fun, enjoy her time, and do what she got to do. And, you know, you really have to think about, again, we could judge and look at somebody's lifestyle, but when you look at this, you still got to respect the fact that he was a father. And just imagine how that felt, seeing your own baby girl gunned down. And there's nothing you can do about it because you're hopeless. That's the worst thing ever. To see your baby girl gunned down, you saw it happen, and that's in your memory. And at the same time, you have to run. And the whole thought in your mind is, my baby girl is gone. But they're shooting at you at the same time. So at that moment, Ronnie was mourning the loss of his daughter while trying to save his own life. Could you imagine his pain? His baby girl is in a car, dead, and he knows that. And at the same time, you got killers that are heartless. They don't care about anything other than bloodshed. Imagine what the little girl must have felt as she's with her dad, probably about to go out, have some fun, whatever the case is. And then she hears the first shot. And her first thought is, my dad is going to protect me. She's probably thinking about her family, her friends. She might not even understand the situation because kids, they don't know about this type of stuff. That's why as a parent, you try to provide a better lifestyle. You try to move out of a bad situation so that your kids don't have to deal with these type of issues. So no matter what kind of lifestyle Ronnie lived, he still was a dad. And he should be respected for that. Again, we could pass judgments. We could point the finger. But that man was a father. And it's fucked up that he was in a situation like that. Again, we could look at the videos. We could see these YouTube streets. But you weren't there to experience that damn nightmare. That was a real life nightmare that no father would want to be in. As you run and your baby girl's in a car dead, and the ops is over there shooting and they don't even care. You can't even go over there to hold your baby girl because the bullets is flying over your head. And they didn't even care. They just kept shooting. So he's mourning the loss as he's running. As he's running, he's feeling the pain. His daughter's gone. And now the ops is after him now. You could see by the image he took care of his girl. He did what he had to do. That's supposed to be her friend. And now, how do her friend feels now, knowing that her friend is gone? What do the teachers tell the girls? What do the teachers tell the students? And see, a lot of you that have no soul, it's because you don't got no kids. So it's easy to not understand the grief or the pain. But when you start to think about your own kids, you start to realize how important your role as a father, as a mother is to provide and protect. You start to realize what he was going through. Again, a lot of people pass judgments. A lot of people have their criticisms. At the same time, what if that was your story? What if you had to go pick up your baby girl from school and the ops decide, you know what, it's time to take them out? And then they end up killing your kids. But you survived. How would you feel? See, it's easy. It's real easy to point that finger. But at the end of the day, a lot of these men, a lot of these brothers, a lot of these black men, they were raised in the streets. And again, we pass a lot of judgment because we live a different life, but we don't understand their world. Sometimes you got to step outside your fucking feelings and your judgments and begin to understand that other people didn't grow up like you. Some people grew up in a world where it's totally different. But that doesn't mean the man was a bad father. You could say what you want. You could criticize, you could judge, you could do this and that. A man who is a piece of shit is not gonna be out with his daughter on Valentine's and bring along her friend. He's not gonna do that if he's just in the streets. Even if he had some sort of image on social media and this and that and hanged out with the people on the block or whatever the case is, it is what it is, man. He was still a father. Just like a lot of you. Your father may not have been there 24 hours a day. But there's certain things that he did that you may remember. Maybe your mom told you your dad wasn't shit. But he still did certain things for you. Because he was caught up. He was caught up in them streets. Probably in and out of prison. Or probably just didn't understand what to do because nobody taught him nothing. Perhaps he was scared, ashamed. A father would not even be at the school if he was a horrible person. He wouldn't even make the time. You know how many fathers out here have kids and they never make time, and all these little girls, little boys want is just to see daddy's face. Just so that their friends and the teachers can see, there go my dad. That's my dad. And it makes a man feel proud. It should make you feel proud as a black man or any man when you go up to the schools and the teachers see you and they realize these kids got a father in their life. A man could do a lot of dirt in the street. He could be with all the wrong people. But when he get home and he's with his babies, totally different guy. I believe this man was set up. I believe somebody lined up the baby too. And I don't like it. Because that man lived a nightmare none of you should ever experience. Just think about that. You out there cleaning your car. You cleaning your car. Your daughter get dropped off. You're about to head on out. And then death come around the corner. And then once you die, everybody on social media is condemning you, saying you ain't shit, saying it's because of you, your daughter's dead. Imagine that, you dead. And the world has condemned you as a father and blamed you. Imagine that shit. We have some fucking nerve. And the whole time, a lot of us don't even take care of our goddamn kids while we here. But we got a lot to say. What about all your poor mistakes, poor decisions? What about the times you weren't there for your kids? What about those school meetings you could attend, but you were too busy? What about that? What about the birthdays, the holidays that you weren't there? What about that? You see? Any man that has a child want to do the right thing. Because sometimes the only thing that's keeping a man alive is the fact that he got kids, which give him a reason to live. Some of you brothers, if you didn't have no kids, you would have been crashed out already. And you know it. If it wasn't for them kids, you'll be somewhere else. Because you don't got nothing to live for. And I believe that his girl is what he was living for. Despite the image, despite whatever he had to deal with, the reason why he did what he had to do is because he wanted to make sure that she good. But it's messed up once you die. The criticism comes in, and we all guilty of that, myself included. But it takes time to kind of reflect and look at this situation for what it is. This man watched his baby girl get shot dead. You know how fucking horrible that is? You don't even have time to cry. You see it happen, but it's like, damn, did that just happen? Did I just lose my girl? My baby girl. My girl is dead, and they still shooting at me. And you don't even have time to shed a tear. Because the adrenaline is going, you're in shock. You know what just happened is real, but you don't got time to process nothing. And then as you run for your life, they still trying to kill you. Then they got you in a damn corner like a dog. And just imagine what he had to say. Just imagine his final words. I'm pretty sure he was pleading for his own life. I'm pretty sure he was like, my baby girl. I'm pretty sure he had words to say. I know they got audio with that recording of what took place. I know there's audio. They just didn't play it, but I'm sure there's audio. That man probably pleaded for his life. Probably begged. They didn't even care. And now everybody trying to paint the man as if though he was a coward. He ran from what do you want him to do? He already lost his daughter. You don't think he know that? What are you going to do when they shooting at you? Stand there to get shot? They targeted the daughter first. Because that's how cold and callous these savages are. That's why I can't stand niggas. Because they so fucking evil. And this is why the Most High is going to judge our people. Because we're wicked. A baby girl. You fucking animal. You deserve 100 deaths. Now her friend is crying right now. Now her friend is sad. Right now. Her friend is shedding tears. Who's going to help her? This post is what he pretty much made on his IG. And it was on February 13th. It says, my baby girl couldn't stand the fact her friend was sad. This morning, her daddy couldn't make it to donuts with daddy. Couldn't make it with donuts with daddy this morning. So, you know, we let her know it's okay to join us. So her daddy couldn't make it. So what did he do? He said she could join us. Now, what if the ops was coming to take him out then? He would have took out another child. Another family would have been mourning the loss. What if the ops was there that day? What if the ops was there while he's out with another family's child? Then she would have been gone too. Says my baby girl couldn't stand the fact her friend was sad, which means his daughter had a heart. She didn't like the fact that her friend was sad. This morning, her daddy couldn't make it to Donuts with Daddy this morning. So, we let her know it's okay to join us. And she could snap it up, and that changed her whole mood. My little Valentines, literally. You gonna tell me that's the words of a thug, a bum, a deadbeat father? No. Those are the words of a man that have a heart for the kids. That's the heart of a man that, despite what he do, whatever dirt he do, because we all got dirt. But when it comes to our kids, we'll move mountains, we'll cross land and sea to make sure that you put a smile in their face. They experienced the worst death of 2025. To see your daughter get mowed down with bullets, and then the gunmen came and turned on you, that's the worst way to go. That's the worst way to go, man. Because in your mind, you're like, damn, I couldn't even protect her. And then you have people online saying, yo, why you ran? Why didn't you fight back? How? Everybody got their opinions and thoughts of what he should have did. But let's put you in the same scenario. I don't think you would know what to do. You won't have a clue. He wasn't out in the streets while he was doing this. He was focusing on the kids, making sure that they're good, making sure they got smiles on their face. That's what he was focused on. Sometimes kids, all they need is that little time, just a little time. And that's all they want. A hug, just some time with dad. And a lot of these black men out here don't even provide that. And you wondering why these women are pissed off. And I don't know the situation with him and his baby mama. And I don't like what I'm seeing on social media with that damn GoFundMe. But this shit right here, it bothers me. It shows me how our people are so wicked. And we got a lot of work to do. That's why I don't want to hear shit when people talk about the white man. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about no damn white man, racism, and all this other shit. I don't want to hear none of that. Because we got our own issues. We got some real issues in the so-called black community with this violence. It's like we don't know how to live. We don't know how to survive. We don't understand life. Kids are now dying. Kids. And again, we don't know what kind of lifestyle that brother lived. But I'm not here to focus on all that other nonsense. I'm not here for that, fam. The girl is innocent, man. The girl is innocent. You think he would have want his daughter to die? You think that was on his mind? Oh yeah, today me and my daughter gonna die. That wasn't on his mind. We could assume that he got issues in the streets. We could assume whatever we want. We don't know. We can only speculate. But somebody wanted him dead. And I hope that they find everybody that's involved. Not just the two men, because it's not just those two. There's more people involved in this. There are more people involved in this death, and I believe they deliberately put that girl in that car just so this could go down. I'm hearing all kinds of rumors from people. I can't say it's a fact. At the same time, I'm hearing rumors that there was a so-called life insurance policy on the daughter. Now, again, that's just a rumor, so I don't know if that's a fact. At the same time, who does that? Who put a $500,000 life insurance policy on a child? Who does that? That don't make no sense. Because if you put a life insurance policy on a child, that means you're in great anticipation of them losing their life. That means your child has become your meal ticket, meaning you're waiting for the appropriate time when you're going through financial stress to say, okay, it's time for me to line up my own baby so I could collect. It don't make no sense. You know? Our people never gonna get right, not in this lifetime. We are literally cursed by the Most High for our rebellion. We don't know how to be civilized. Only a few of us, not all of us. Not all of us are wicked and savaged. At the same time, a lot of our people, man, are demonic. And of course, you got all different types of ethnic groups that are fucked up. I know, so save me the bullshit. I'm talking about my people. We got our own problems. I don't got no time to be worrying about everybody else's problems when we got issues. Kids are innocent. Children are innocent. They shouldn't be around violence. You see the kids in the school, you see the kids doing what they gotta do, they got the juices and all that stuff. That's all the fun stuff for a child, man. That's what kids do. But you fucking ninjas wanna come and kill them and take their life and leave families broken? I don't understand. But I believe there's a special place in hell for people that do this kind of evil. I believe that the pain that people feel, the tears that you shed, it's not shed in vain. I truly believe that the time that you mourn and you feel grief and you shed buckets of tears, that there's a day when there is justice and there is payback. There always is. Those tears are not shed in vain. They're not. Because when you shed those tears, when you shed buckets of tears, God Almighty feels your pain. And only He can heal your heart. No amount of condolences or I'm sorry for your loss, that cannot heal that pain. Only God can heal that pain. We appreciate the condolences. We appreciate the nice words. But that pain is too deep. No Band-Aid can cover that pain or the bleeding of your heart. When a child is taken away, that's the worst kind of pain. Think about your own child. Think about the faces of your babies and you losing one of them and what that would do to you. That would send you over the edge. That would truly make you crash out. And you won't stop. till everyone feels your pain. And this is why there's so much bloodshed. Because somebody caused somebody pain and they took revenge. And now that person is in pain and they took revenge. And the cycle continues. They were ambushed, yes. They were set up. Yes, indeed. But the question is, who set them up? That's the question. The question is, who set them up and why? Why would you want a child dead? We know killers and savages don't care about children, so don't expect any morals or values from them. But somebody wanted them to die. You know what's so crazy? I see that comment says we need to stop glorifying street life. See, a lot of us, we don't glorify it. We speak against it. But those that are from the community, they don't like to hear the truth. A lot of you brothers and sisters that elevated in life, or even you brothers and sisters that still live in the hood, and you got to deal with the BS. You got to deal with the guns and the violence in the streets, and you're trying to protect your kids the best you can. You're not like that. I know. You're not like the savages. I understand. And it annoys you. It pisses you off to see this every single day. And then when you look at other communities, you're like, damn, why can't our people just live their life in peace? Why can't we just get up and just do what we got to do in life, provide for our families, and just live, man? What's with the senseless killings? Because we all got to die. We all got to die one day. And you're going to have to answer for what you've done. It ain't over. When you take a life, it's not over. You're going to have to answer for that. And that's one thing you're going to regret. When you got to stand before God Almighty and you got to answer for why you took the life of a baby girl. What's going to be your excuse? What are you going to say in your defense? What could you say? You see the little white girl? She's crying right now. She's going to be sad for a while. They're going to have to really help her out. Because the bond that children have, especially with classmates and friends, it's very, very strong. And for them to bring that bad news to a little girl and say, your friend is gone and she's not coming back. Think about her pain. Think about the pain of all the students in the class. So that pain is a domino effect of pain. Where now all the kids are sad now because one student is no longer in school. And they're looking at where she used to sit in the class and they're like, she's not there. Is she coming to school today? A student say. And the teacher have to remind her that she's gone. Now they got to get counseling. Grief counseling. They got to bring in specialists because the kids are going through a traumatic situation. Now they're understanding death at a young age. They shouldn't be involved in these type of things. You know, children, they don't understand the struggles we go through as adults. You know, you got to pay rent, you got to pay mortgage, you know, car notes, insurance. I mean, you got to pay all these different bills. Your kids have no idea. All they know is that your mom, your dad, and life is going to go on. They don't understand all these different things. So we have to sacrifice our lives to make sure that they're good. So that when they get older and they understand these things, now they can move on and, do what they need to do. But when they young, they innocent. That's their time to play. That's their time to ride their bikes, draw, dance, and play. They don't supposed to be worrying about this bullshit ass life we in, man. They don't supposed to be going through that. That's why as a parent, your job is to provide a better environment so they don't got to go through what you've been through. So you can see their smiles. When they get older and they learn, of course they're going to go through certain things. But while you're young, that's the time they should be enjoying their life. And some of us, we can remember our childhood memories. We can remember those good times. Even when we weren't raised in the right environment, didn't have food to eat, didn't have what we needed, but we managed. Some of us didn't even know we were in poverty. Some of us didn't even understand because our friends, they used to just be with us and we had a system that was protecting us. We play hide and go seek. We play Nintendo. We weren't worrying about nothing. It's when we got older, we start to realize how life really is. We start to realize a lot of people that we thought were family and friends, they changed. And a lot of times the people you grow up with end up being your ops. We may never even understand the full magnitude of what happened in this situation. We may not ever know. I hope there's a truth that comes out to bring closure, because this situation is deeper than you think. This is not just one senseless murder. This is a major crime of greed, vengeance. Somebody wanted this man and his daughter gone for a reason. And I hope that when they capture the shooters, that the shooters will do the right thing and feel a sense of sadness for what they've done, realize the pain they caused, and tell what really happened and bring to justice everybody involved, not just them. Because sometimes you'll be shocked who put out this hit. Sometimes you would be shocked to know who was really the mastermind behind this. Because it wasn't those 20-year-olds. It wasn't them. There is no way they could have known that he was there at that car wash. That's the thing you have to understand. There is no way they could know he was at that car wash. Somebody was feeding them the intel. Somebody was giving them the information needed. And that is what caused them to take them out. And this is why I'm saying everybody's a suspect. And with what I'm seeing with that GoFundMe, it's disgusting, nasty work. I don't like it. I don't like what I'm seeing. And somebody asked me earlier, did you see some live stream by the baby mama? How? How am I going to see something when I don't have access to none of that info? How about if you have the info, you send me the info? Because if it's worth reacting to, send the information. Don't ask me a question on, did you see this and that? No, send the information. You know? In our initial reaction to the footage, I mentioned that the 2 black cars were involved in this. And whoever was in those cars were monitoring and letting the ops know to come now and kill them. Whoever was in those cars were not even servicing those cars. Those cars were not washed. Nobody was cleaning nothing. Nobody was vacuuming nothing. Nobody was doing nothing. Both dark, black, dark tints. Come on now. Red flag. Those cars were deliberately brought there to keep tabs on Ronnie. And they waited for the right moment to take him out. And they just made a clean getaway. So why is it that nobody's talking about the 2 cars in the news media? How come they're not bringing in the people with them vehicles in for questioning? Find out who they are. ID them. You never know who is in those cars. You never know who was plotting. Because remember, the daughter was brought to the car wash. So where's the car? Could that be one of the cars? Could one of those black cars be the car that dropped her off? You see what I mean? Because they never showed us no other footage. They just gave us what they want to give us. You know? And again, if anybody have any sort of live stream from the baby mama, you need to send me that info and stop playing. Because ain't nobody else breaking down these videos. Ain't nobody else compassionate about this particular topic. When I talk and deal with these issues, it's a teaching moment. Whoever dropped that baby off, dropped the baby off to kill them, period. They knew exactly what was going to go down. It's like they just put the girl in harm's way. So whoever did that is the devil. And it'll shock you sometimes who would do these things. Again, think about this, guys. If Lil Ronnie was a gambler, that means he was in a lot of illegal gambling. Yet, he was getting money. So someone got to clean that money. Someone got to take that money and clean it up and store it away. Think about that. Put the puzzle together. Now go look at the baby mama. What is she involved in? I rest my case. You just can't have a bunch of gambling winnings and go say, you know what, let me go start this bank account and pour all this money in there. They're going to be like, wait a minute. Where does money come from? What is your job? They ain't just going to take that money and bring it in. That's like a damn drug dealer is selling drugs and stacking a bunch of cash. You just can't get that money in that bank. Nope. Somebody got to clean that money up. You know? So somebody have to do the dirty work behind the scenes. Somebody took that man's stash of cash and they probably allegedly have life insurance policies even on him. I would not be surprised. Imagine if there are 2 life policies on the daughter and the father. That's a red flag right there. We know who we need to pull up. and take to prison. You know? And it had to be, well, first of all, I can't say if it had to be because I don't know. I don't know if it was the mother that dropped her off, but who else would? If the mother is the one that dropped the baby girl off, then I don't care what nobody say, the mother did it. If the mother dropped the baby girl off to Lil Ronnie, and then minutes later, death comes, I don't care what no one say, the mother is involved. Do you understand me? Because when we first did our story, we thought the father was just out there driving around and he was with his daughter the whole time and then pulled in to clean the car. That's what we all thought. But then we got the news that that wasn't the case. The daughter was brought to him. Why? And why that location? Because it's the perfect location to kill someone. It's a newly built car wash, a new branch, because that company have about 4 locations. That's the newest. Right? It's in a nice isolated area. The community is right around it. So it's the perfect spot for a hit. Normally when they do hits, they don't just do them out and about anywhere. They do them where they could get clean shots, do what they need to do, and there's a highway nearby so they could get away. But the crazy thing about this, fam, is that with all the cameras, why it took so long? I'm hearing rumors they got everybody already. They caught all the killers, but I don't see no reports about it on the news. So I don't know if these are just rumors or what. But why it took so long? I look for news stories. I don't look for the gossip, because there's a lot of gossip. That's why if something is a rumor, I make you know. You know? I don't just say, oh yeah, this is what it is and it's a fact. No. I got to make you know that it's a rumor. If there's cameras everywhere, we should be able to capture whoever we need to capture. License plates, come on. That's easy to capture. You know? There's a lot of misinformation and fake stories out there. That's why you got to be very careful with what you listen to. People will do and say anything. You know? But this situation is bad, man. It really is. Any man that's a father understands. Because as black men, we always get crapped on of not being a good father, not being there. And then when we're there, we still get no respect. See, Ronnie made that other young girl smile. She was sad, but he made her smile. You know? And it's good that he recorded this because it shows a side of him that a lot of people probably didn't even think exists. Because a lot of times we look at the images, we look at the money, the flashy life, the cars, they smoking, drinking, and you think it's just thugging all night. But sometimes you don't see these men in father mode. It's something about father mode that don't get much attention when it comes to us men. You know? Father mode. The mode a lot of people never hardly see. Because we're really not trying to be seen, you know? Like a real father don't need to have 1,000 videos on his social media to prove that he's a good dad. Sometimes just one video says it all. See, when kids are just doing what they do, they're in their own world. And as a parent, your job is to try to not place them in a world where you are. And sometimes you can do everything in your power to keep them away from the bad, and it seems to always find its way back to you. This is why, as men, you got to really know your circle. You got to know the people you hanging around and realize the risk. I talk a lot about rolling solo. At the same time, we still got to exist around people. I'm all for being solo. At the same time, being solo is a miserable life. Being alone and not talking to no one and just existing in your own empty world, that's not peaceful. You're basically serving time in prison. You can have the mindset of being solo. At the same time, you still got to interact with people, because that's just the human thing we do. Have you ever seen a person who was a loner? Have you ever seen an elderly man who lived by himself and have no one to talk to? The minute you say good morning, hello, they smile because they never spoke with anybody. Just a conversation makes their day because they haven't spoken to no one in years. So we have to interact with people. You just got to watch who you hanging around and try to limit as much of the toxicity and bad company, because misery loves company. A lot of people don't want to see you successful. A lot of people don't want to see you win. And it's because they're miserable. They're not happy with their life. Ain't no telling how many people were jealous of Lil Ronnie. Ain't no telling. His own people probably lined him up out of jealousy. Just seeing him being a father can make you jealous. When people see that you got a family and you take care of your business and you just focus on what you got to do, sometimes people get mad, man. Not all. Sometimes people are proud. They're happy for you. There are people that see you every day and they see how you live. They see how you conduct your business and they're happy for you. There are people out there that are genuinely happy for you. They like your success. They're proud of you. They aspire to be like you in a good way. At the same time, there are people that don't like you. They don't like seeing you happy. They don't like seeing you smile. You know? They wish that it would all end. And that's what they wanted for Ronnie. They wanted his world to end so that they could feel better about theirs, because he was outshining them. Sometimes when you outshine people, they can't take it. Some of you that are viewing right now, you have been outshining people, not on purpose. You just been being yourself. And your shine is making people mad. Your shine intimidates people. Your shine make people look at themselves and they question their own life. So they begin to have an evil eye towards you. And that's what I believe happened in the case of Lil Ronnie. He was shining, flexing, getting money, and someone nearby didn't like it. Ain't no telling how this thing went down, man. There's so many scenarios. There's so many thoughts that go through my mind, man. But when I look deeper into this story and I think about my own kids and I look at the situation that happened to him, man, it is just a bad thing, man. It's a real bad thing to see your baby girl get shot as she look at the killers and get shot, and you see her die, and there's nothing you can do. They have no heart, no soul. Imagine Lil Ronnie's final moments as he stood in that corner and the two gunmen cornered him. What was his final words? Imagine that. Imagine your baby girl is in the car. Nobody's there to help her, and men got guns drawn on you, and you're about to check out. That's a horrible, horrible thing to imagine. That's horrible. It's like being pulled over by the police and your child is in there and they check the car and whatever, you had something in the car that didn't belong there, and they arrest you. And they put you in back of the patrol car and you're like, yo, my baby girl is over there. You start to worry. You forget about yourself. You start to worry about your daughter, like your son. Like, wait a minute. I need somebody to come get her. I need somebody to take care of my kid, man. You forget about yourself. You already know what you did, but you're not worried about yourself. That's exactly how it was with Lil Ronnie. He wasn't thinking about himself. While he ran, he was thinking about his daughter. Yes, he was running because they're shooting. In his mind, he was thinking about his daughter the whole time. He was thinking, when will this end? Will I be able to make it back to that car to see if she's okay? I really wish he would have ran the other way. He should have ran towards the right, not the left. Because towards the right is the community. Towards the left is death. Because the gunmen wouldn't have continued chasing him if he would have ran towards the right. Because if you really think about it, when he ran towards the left, he had a lot of speed. He could have outrun them. But then again, he probably most likely already got shot even at that moment. He probably was already shot. The adrenaline was keeping him up. Now again, I don't believe the news told us exactly how many times he got shot. Maybe that information might be out right now. Maybe it'll come out later down the road and we might be able to report on it. But I believe this man got shot multiple times. Probably more than 12 times. And when you get shot that many times, they want you dead. You know? So, in closing, I hope that Ronnie and his daughter get justice, because there are more killers involved in this loss. And for the public, always remember, we can have our criticisms, our judgments. At the same time, that man was a father. No matter how you see it, he was a father. He was a black man. He was a hustler. He did what he had to do. He took care of his daughter. If he took care of his daughter, you got no excuse. So before you point the finger, before you focus on the negative, he died taking care of his daughter. He died being there with his daughter. He died together. with his daughter. He did what he had to do. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Y'all take care. I'm out of here. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut.